That's pretty solid stuff. All right, thanks, Kat. All right.
One of those clappers.
Yeah, I'd like one of those too, maybe for Christmas. So, Steve, what's up, man?
How you doing, Rich?
Our Coconut Steve. Hey, how do you prefer to be addressed? Coconut Steve or Steve?
Let's go with Steve is good. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thanks for my hat. So
You're welcome. Yeah, it looks good on you.
I appreciate it. So let's jump into what we're talking about today, and that's you. And the start of it is some shop updates. For anybody who doesn't know, you own Coconut Harry Surf Shop, and you got some new stuff going on. Tell us what's up.
Well, obviously with what's happening with the pandemic and beach closures and borders closed, we've had to scale down operations quite a bit.
You and many other people?
Yes, yeah. Unfortunately, we had to close the surf school and the board rental location and lay off some employees there, which is obviously very very sad and unfortunate. Right now, we currently have the shop is reopened for about a week and a half now.
Yeah. Okay. So welcome back to business.
Thank you very much.
Slowly coming back to life.
It feels good to be opened in some form. We have limited hours, just so you know, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay. And that'll change. So people will see this later. But for right now, how long are you going to be doing that schedule?
Yeah, good question. If we could, right now we need to be closed Saturday and Sunday as part of the law. Mm-hmm. And as far as the business hours go, I think until the borders reopen,
gotcha.
We'll probably keep it just, part-time.
If you were going to guess, when do you think the borders are going to reopen?
Yeah. If I was going to guess, I don't really want to guess. I have no idea. My guess would be longer than people want to hear, I would say.
That's all right.
I'm just hoping for the best and preparing for the worst, but
Gotcha.
I don't really have, I don't have any idea exactly when it's going to open. Yeah. So no guess for me.
All right. No worries.
A few other things though about the shop reopening. While we were closed, we had a few things happen. We got a new order from Rusty Surfboards. So we got some new sticks in the shop.
Nice.
Always exciting to see new surfboards. We also got another a shipment from Volcom. So we got some cool beach apparel like hats, board shorts, a bunch of other stuff. Let's see. We have a little Peepa bar at the front of the shop with some surf movies playing. So if you want to get rehydrated and hang out, look at some boards, check out some clothes, have a cold Peepa. Why not? And last, I decided to load up the board cage that's in front of the shop. Mm-hmm. So I'm putting a lot of our rental boards into the used board sale rack.
All right.
So I'm trying to help people get prepared to, get back in the water and have some fun and not lose their mind.
So, okay, that sounds good. All of that's great stuff. So yeah. On that subject of getting back into the water and having some fun, what's your bet on that?
Yeah, well, I pretty much became unhinged through a gasket a couple of days ago when they said, first, the beaches are going to open May 18th from 5 to 8. I was like, yes, thank God, finally, And then when they came back and said, oh, no, sorry, you're part of the refuge, a national park, and it doesn't apply to you. I felt like Clark Griswold from Vacation, when he takes the tribe across country for 2 weeks and he finally gets there and the moose out front says, sorry, folks, park's closed. And he punches the moose in the head. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to punch the moose in the head. So anyhow, I will say this, you have to appreciate and be proud and impressed with how Costa Rica has handled the virus in general. Closing the borders, closing the beaches, closing parks, stopping people from travel. It worked, it kept Costa Rica way down in cases and doing far better than other Central America countries, other countries, period, around the world. So you have to tip your hats off to the country for doing a great job. And most people here did follow the close the beach, regulation. And we agreed with it, But now that the government has announced that they're partially reopening the beaches, beaches like Jaco, Tamarindo, from 5 in the morning to 8, there's really no reason we should not be a part of that. Hopefully, by the time you see this, the beaches will be already open and you'll be coming to Coconut Harry's to buy a board or a stomp pad or whatever you need. So that's my hope. By the time you're watching this, you're already surfing. Yes.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yes.
Fingers crossed. So while this pandemic thing's been going down, the community's come together in some ways to help people. So the No Sour Food Bank in particular, I think it's been the real hero out of this whole, I don't know, what'd you say, the past 60 days, 60, 90 days?
For sure, yeah.
And did you have some sort of flyer or
something?
Yeah,
I did. So, I was thinking, what could Coconut Harry's do to help the community in these times, I guess. So I had a meeting with Joellen Knott.
Shout out to Joellen.
Yeah, shout out to her. And
hey, she needs to come on here. She's scared to go on the camera, but she needs to.
Okay, well, come on down, Joe. It's not that bad. Rich, he doesn't bite. Let's put it that way. Anyhow, I sat with her and my niece and myself, my niece Michelle, we came up with this idea to raise money for the food bank. So I had these bandanas that I got printed with the help of Pura Vida Printing. Shout out to Zach and Matt. You guys are awesome. Anyhow, they printed these really cool Shaka bandanas with Coconut Harry's.
Cool.
It's dual purpose. Hopefully we don't have too much dust left in Nosara. That's a whole nother topic. But this is a dust protector and also the shopping bandana.
Right on, man.
Okay. Anyhow, the promotion works. You donate $20 to the Nosara Food Bank, which is about the cost of one of their delivery bags that they give to people that need food right now. Mm-hmm. Which I think they've delivered close to 2,500 food packages to people across around the area. So anyhow, $20 basically will pay for one of those food packages.
And hold up the picture.
So this is
your niece?
Yeah, that's my niece Michelle.
Nice.
She's my right hand girl at Coconut Harry's.
Sweet.
And basically, you donate $20 and you get the bandana for free. We have them located at the surf shop, Coconut Harry's, of course, at the organic market right next door, as well as La Bodega in Palada and Super Delicious in North Guiones.
Right on, man. Well,
so go out and get your bandana. Don't be a cheapie. $20, okay? Help the cause.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Let's move on into you real quick. So, can you quickly tell us how you got here? What your deal is?
I took a plane here from the States. Flew right into. No, I got here. I started visiting Costa Rica in 1992, so just a few years ago, and fell in love with the place. Came here on surf vacations. Came back like almost every year for a long time while I was working in the States. Costa Rica was it's my go-to surf spot, And I always thought in the back of my mind, one day I would love to live here full time. So I was working for a telecom company back in the States, and we had gotten bought out by a bigger company.
What year is this?
This was in 2006.
Okay.
Yeah, the beginning of 2006. And I was like, okay, that's it. I took a severance package and I sold everything that I had in the States. I was living in Dallas at the time, so I was landlocked,
Sorry about that.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, I'm selling everything and I'm moving to Costa Rica. So
and all your friends thought that you were nuts and
yeah, definitely. Oh man, you can get another job. We have jobs for you. And I was like, no, I don't want another job. I want to surf every day. I want a different lifestyle. So that was back in 2006. And then I bought the surf shop from the original Coconut Harry in 2007.
You've been going ever since.
It's been a nice ride, yeah.
That's cool. Now, there's little bits of rumors that you might be ready to shut down and you might not. Can you give us some clarification? How you feel on that?
Yeah. There's rumors, probably because it has been listed on a few websites out there. For those of you that know me, probably hear me say every year for the past 3 or 4 years, that's it. I'm done. I'm selling everything. And then I always change my mind and end up hitting the reset button. Part of it is because, when I think of what I'm going to do after this, I think, all right, how many jobs are out there where I can work in board shorts and flip-flops and talk to people about surfing all day? So anyhow, like everything else in Nosara, if somebody paid the right price, I would probably sell it. And the right price will be,
I got you.
Fairly high, yeah.
So if it sells, that's great. If it doesn't, no big deal.
Exactly.
All right. Well, your subject matter right now is pretty awesome. You get to talk about surfing, and you get to help make people happy.
Right. So in the telecom business, not many people called me to say, hey, man, thanks for the great cell phone we got, and the reception is awesome, and the bill, I really appreciate you sending me a bill. I didn't really get a lot of those phone calls in the telecom business. So the surfing vacation industry is a little bit nicer. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a fun,
So Steve, how do you feel about the growth of Nosara, like in general? Like, where are we growing too fast? Are we going too slow? Just right? Like, what's your take on it?
Yeah, I think the growth in Nosara has not been overly too fast and too intrusive and invading. I do feel that there's regulations definitely need to be in place for building sustainably.
So you like the temporary building regulations?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. I think regulations need to be in order. So, you have to consider waste management, the water supply here, the impact on the jungle, and there's not going to be a set plan that makes everybody happy. But there's got to be a plan. And, but in general, I think the way the town's grown it's been kind of neat. Like, the new businesses that I think there's been a lot of creativity with the businesses that have opened up. It's also nice that there's a lot of Tico-owned businesses, and it's not just all expats. So it seems to be, lifting everybody's boats or whatever. My only downside with the growth, my 2 pet peeves would be the crowded surf conditions, which, we all like to complain about at times. And the dust situation. I've been like, over the dust. Yeah, that was one of the reasons I would say I wanted to sell the shop and move, because with the amount of traffic there is coming in and out of here, it's unbearable, This new road that they put down is beautiful, I'm like driving with a smile on my face. I took my bike for a ride, and I didn't get nailed I almost got ran over, but I didn't get nailed by dust, So that's my opinion on the growth in Nosara. Yeah.
All right. So what do you dislike about this place the most, besides dust and crowded surf? Which you helped create the crowded surf. So let's all.
I guess I'm partially guilty.
Yeah. What are your dislikes about this place besides the dust and the crowded surf?
Well, the Facebook bickering, I think, is ridiculous. The Nosara rant and rave, they should probably just, I don't know. If you don't want to, I guess if you don't, some people like it, it gives them a channel to communicate with each other. And I guess if you don't like it, you don't have to, you don't have to look at it. For me, it's somewhat entertaining. But
so you're in the middle. It's like, sometimes it's funny, and then sometimes it's kind of,
it's sickening. It's the whole, people are very tough, typing behind their computers, and they're not going to say half the things they're going to say face to face with somebody.
So you're not a big fan of the keyboard warriors?
No. I would, I would focus on Instagram and not as much on Facebook. Instagram seems to be a lot more civil. People post nice photos. there's never any like wars on Instagram, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, that's actually one of the inspirations for this podcast. Where I was like, you know what? I'm just going to invite people in and let them sit down in their own words. I'll just ask questions and let them talk, and there it'll be. I'm trying to help make it real. Like, you're here right now. People can hear your voice. They can see how you talk and carry yourself. Like, they can make more of a judgment having seen and heard you than just seeing you type a line, because you can start a lot of fights with just a couple lines on face art.
I'm a real person. I do exist. Respect my feelings. I just mess with it. Anyway, getting back to the groups and associations, you know, I think people should be more supportive.
Yeah, we're getting there, right? So I'd like to get a little more of that attention of people who come through the town, give back to the people from here, and give them a fair shot to get the jobs and the opportunity, and hopefully it goes that way. Otherwise,
well, it's not going to work if most of the community doesn't benefit from the success of the town. I mean,
that's where your drugs, your prostitution, your theft, and all those things, that's when that really takes off. Yeah.
And aside from that, as far as like, you know, there's a lot of groups doing a lot of good work, and you and I both know it's a thankless job to be a volunteer in these associations and these groups. You know, you put a lot of work into it. You present some stuff to the community. And then you get a lot of, you get a lot of you get a lot of good feedback, and you get a lot of negative feedback. And it's like, well, why don't you come to the meetings and be part of the process? And, you know, anybody can just complain about stuff. If you want to like actually make an improvement or let your voice be heard, then get involved. I mean, nobody's stopping you from going to NCA meetings. Nobody's stopping you from getting involved and letting your voice be heard. Or to the security
meetings, or to
security meetings.
If this new chamber opens, I want to check it out, see what's going on. Chamber of Commerce could be a great thing. Yeah. Those are all good stuff. Thanks for sharing that. I'm glad you brought that up. Pretty good points. Now, we've talked about your no sorry dislikes. We've talked about your dislike of the keyboard warriors and people not supporting things. We talked about the waves. I want to know what your 3 favorite restaurants are in Nosara, in no particular order. What do you like to get there?
So let me apologize to any restaurant that I don't mention, but I go to Marlin Bill's a lot. Awesome bar.
What's your favorite thing there?
I get the half a barbecue chicken. That's the no-brainer. It's like a dinosaur chicken. If you can finish it, they should give you a Marlin Bill's T-shirt.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
That or the chicken parmesan. If you can finish that, you ought to win something.
Yes. Where else do I go? I do frequent the Beach Dog Cafe. They're my neighbors down at the beach location.
Shout out to Beach Dog.
And maybe a little spoiler alert. They might be doing something at Coconut Harry's at the surf shop.
Fingers crossed.
As soon as the things open up, Mike wants to do a little snack shack, you know, at Coconut Harry's. So that would be exciting. And where else? The third one, let me put Los Almendros in there because they're near where I live in Esperanza, and they deliver to my house. And also El Basilico and El Chivo. Okay, there you go. El Chivo.
Nice.
So, yeah. Anyway, I slipped 5 of them in there.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
So do aliens exist?
Aliens? Do they exist?
Yes.
Yeah, they're the ones that created the coronavirus. I'm convinced. They made a deal with Bill Gates. And who else is part of the conspiracy theory? Well, Trump, you know, he looks like an alien. So
he's in.
I think he made a deal with the aliens and Bill Gates and Obama. Obama's in on it also. So, yeah. Anyway, not much. Maybe it's too soon to joke about the virus, but anyhow.
Wouldn't it be funny if the keyboard warriors lit you up over that one joke?
Yeah, no, that'll happen for sure. He's not sensitive. He doesn't care. He hates Trump. No,
no, he hates trees.
Sorry, Trump heads.
All right. So on that note, do you think Trump's going to get elected?
Oh, wow. Well,
just guessing.
Yeah, that's a good. Before the economy crashed, I would have put my bets that he would get reelected. Now I think it's a toss-up, you know. I guess the general polls have Biden in the lead, but who the hell knows? There's a lot of time between now and November.
What's your guess?
What's my guess? Well, I say no. He's not going to get reelected.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. And it's mainly because the economy crashed thanks to the coronavirus.
Yeah, I mean, that was the... I think that's going to be a tough one to overcome when if things don't improve by the time November rolls around, you know. It's hard to believe they will improve that much, but...
Man, yeah. I do hope things improve here.
Well, that's why we have to be, optimistic, you know. I really, you know, I think when the borders reopen and people feel safe to fly, I am confident they're going to come back to Nosara in droves, you know. I've got a new slogan for Nosara. No cases, no Sara. Huh?
No cases, no Sara.
Yeah, no, you know, no virus cases.
I hope the people coming down don't bring it. Yeah. That's the big fear.
Yeah, let's keep it that way.
It's like we have it.
Yeah.
We have it great right now without having it here. So
yeah,
I'm scared half of New York's going to show up and bring it with it.
Yeah.
Our Nicaragua from the Nicaraguan border, that's really close by too.
Yeah.
Oh well, let's not worry about that today.
Yeah, I'm in a fairly good mood today, Rich. Let's
keep it up.
Yeah, there's rumblings at the beach. Well, the beaches will be open June 1st for sure, and maybe sooner if we get this other letter to the Ministerio de Salud that I talked about earlier that the Surf Association was putting together. But anyhow, we're anxious to surf, you know, and get back to a little bit more normal than...
What board are you going to ride?
So I treated myself to a 6'6". It's called the Grim Ripper. Yeah. Probably not the best, like, you know, model at this time.
No,
riding a Grim Ripper.
6'6". How many liters?
So it's like 37 liters.
Okay.
So it's got some volume. But the rails are pretty sharp. They're not like super fat. It just has a little bit more width, giving it more volume. And I'm stoked to ride it. I used to ride the 6'4" Grim Ripper, and it was one of my favorite boards. But since I put on a few LBs during the lockdown mode, I decided to go up a little bit in volume. Yeah,
I used the quarantine time to get smaller.
Yeah.
So
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, good for you. You do look a little thinner. Congratulations.
Like 25 pounds.
Wow.
So I still have 10 more to go. But my whole plan was all around surfing and catching more waves and paddling and riding other boards. Well, good for you. You know what? Now that you're 25 pounds lighter, you need some new board shorts and a rash guard. You need to come to the shop. Maybe I'll borrow your Grim Ripper and give that a go and see how it goes. Yeah. Well, if the surf is crowded, you're going to have to put down a big deposit. No, you got to stay 6 feet apart in the lineup, which means definitely no dropping in. Yep. Okay. I won't mention any names, but you drop in artists know who you are. Okay. I'll spare you the humiliation of calling you out. So that was my next question. Yeah. Who in Guiones drops in the most on people? So I just said I wasn't going to call him out. No. And you want me to call him out? I'm just messing around. Kaya wants me to call him out too. Oh yeah, I'm sure she does. She wants me to light up social media. If you could sit down with anyone from around here just for 30 minutes or an hour and just get to know them, you could know them right now or not know them at all. Who's somebody you'd like to get to know a little bit more and just kind of find out where they're coming from? What are they all about? And what's up with that person? That's an interesting question. Take your time. I can wait. Yeah. A name popped in my head because I've never had a full-length discussion with this person. And there's a lot of mystery around them. I would say my choice would be John Johnson. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, we hear that a lot. You do? I thought I was being unique. No worries. Actually, at one time he had mentioned coming on the show. So hopefully we can get him in here.
just curious. Like, they bought a lot of stuff, a lot of land, and in my eyes, it kind of protected some of the growth or bad growth or whatever. But there's also, you hear other rumblings. I don't know. Just would like to talk to the guy and see where what he's about and what the master plan is, if there is one. I don't know.
Predictions for Nosara. How's the future going to go? Is this thing going to turn into Tamarindo or Hako, in your opinion? Is it going to get out of hand? Or what do you see this place looking like in 5, 10, 15, 20 years?
Well, I think, all the lots are going to be sold and built on. I mean, when I first moved here and somebody showed me the plan with all the lots, I assumed one day they would be purchased and people would build homes, So I think the setup is different than Tamarindo and different than Hako. I think it can continue to be a quaint little, a fun town, in a positive way with certain regulations that are put into place. So I would be optimistic I'm very optimistic about Nosara. As long as they keep that dust off the road, I am pro Nosara. If the road goes to crap, all bets are off. I don't know if I could deal with it anymore. Really don't.
Hey, you're not the only person that road has defeated.
Yeah.
It's killed, really every car that's ever come here. Well, and it sent a lot of people packing too.
Yeah, well, at least it supports the all-star mechanics we have in town.
Is that how we want to end the podcast?
Sorry, mechanics.
So while we're here, is there anything you'd like to get off your chest or anything you'd like to share while you have this platform? Any shout outs, anybody in particular, or any of that stuff?
What did I want to get off my chest? No, I think I've pretty much covered everything. I always thank my employees. My niece has been a super help to me at the shop. She actually gave me a lot of new energy this season. She's been handling all my social media and has done a great job. She answers the email reservations for me, which is a job I didn't really like to do anymore. So that's kept me reasonably sane. So thank you, Michelle. You're awesome.
Very cool.
And thank you, Rich, for inviting me on your show today.
Oh, I want to thank you for showing up and doing this. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure.
I think a lot of people will get to know you a whole lot more.
And, all right. Yeah. You didn't get to know me in the last 13 years, and this was your introduction. Well, I hope it was a good one.
Yep. Well, there's a lot of people just rolling in, too.
Yeah, that's true.
And you got to think, over 13 years, the majority of the people who've come in have just come in over the past couple of years.
Yeah. No, I'm always surprised. I see people. I'm like, hey, man, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Are you just visiting? No, we've been here for 4 years. I'm like, okay, all right. I guess the town has gotten bigger.
Yeah, it has.
Anyway.
All right, buddy. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Have a good day.